Hello again, YouTube. My name is Bree, and in today's video, I am just doing another quick sketch in my sketchbook. I don't really have too much to say about this one once again, so kind of similar to my last video. In this case, I just kind of wanted to sit down and do like a quick 2-hour drawing painting sketchbook session to do something a little different and also have something for today. I know my last video I talked about being really busy and that was work related, but now I am free from my chronic overwork, but I've gotten myself busy with other things and I will get into those momentarily. But I basically haven't had much time or energy to come up with something for this video. I will do better in 2 weeks for my next one. So basically what's going on now is I am doing plain April. So plain April. So I mentioned that in my prior video that there was this plein air painting challenge, plein air being going outside and painting from life. And I was hoping to do a few plein air pieces in April because I've been wanting to do it for a while and I hope that that would be good motivation. And then the first comes around and I'm like, let's just do the whole challenge because I just have so much copious free time and energy. Why not? No, I mean, I really don't. I kind of fell into it. I'm trying to do pieces that are I not necessarily overly simple, but not complicated. So I'm finding simple subject matter and I'm just trying to do it because I've been wanting to get better at gouache. I've been wanting to paint from life, and this was the kick in the bum I needed. So far, I'm really enjoying it, but it actually caused some issues here. One being that I'm a little tired and I've been painting quite a bit, so I wasn't really too motivated to do something here. And two, I've been painting in gouache for, at the time I painted this, 10 days straight. But I'm also working in a cotton sketchbook and going from gouache and cotton to watercolor and cellulose, different brushes. It was just a very drastic shift for me and I definitely struggled. So yeah, we'll get there. I'm really confident that in doing the challenge and taking what I can from that, learning, and then even applying some things back to watercolor, I'm going to get a lot out of it and it's going to improve everything overall in time. But right now I'm in like that awkward phase of in the middle of trying new things and getting a little confused. So this really was just like a 2-hour sketchbook session. And I didn't even really give myself the time I needed. Usually when I do something, I will sketch and then I will give myself like overnight, look at it the next day with fresh eyes, make changes, and then start to paint. And here I really just kind of did everything. I think I finished the sketch. Like I tried to start it on Saturday night and it didn't really work out. So I finished it Sunday morning. And then I went rollerblading. Probably overdid it because I went 10 miles and I was exhausted. And then I still made myself film it on Sunday. So I didn't really give myself the time or the mental energy to create this. So lesson learned, I will try to do better next time. I know there's nothing forcing me to make a video every other week, but it's something I want to do. So I allow myself to get a little stuck on my own schedule, and I know I don't have to, but oh well. So not too much to say about this piece itself. It is Bockingford Tinted watercolor paper. It is the greenish paper, and the paint itself is Schmincke. I'll go ahead and warn you now that I made a little mistake and ended up painting the last 20 minutes or so off camera, and that's because I thought I left the camera I thought I turned filming off when I went to go switch out my water after I used some sparkle paint so that I didn't get sparkle everywhere, and I left it running. So when I came back and I hit record and finished painting with my fresh water, I was not filming anymore. So to make up for that, I have included a clip of Juno playing, and I hope you'll accept that as an apology. Juno has a I don't know if you remember those like silicone bracelets, like the Live Strong bracelet, but Juno found one somewhere. We don't know where it came from. It's not a Live Strong. It's like a Support Our Troops or something. And she found it one day, brought it downstairs, dropped it, and then went back to it like half an hour later and just went to town. So I recorded a little bit of that to share with you at the end of this video. But yeah, otherwise this really is a lot of just, I don't know. There's some extent it's just muscle memory, and some extent is just desperately trying to fix the mistakes I'm making as I'm realizing I'm making them. It was not a smooth painting process, but I did kind of disengage anyway, and I was listening to my audiobook. I'm now on the third book in the Lycanius trilogy, so almost done with that one. For those following my progress as I read, I've not made much progress at all in Before They Were Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, so my trilogies that I was reading at the same time have gotten a little out of sync, but that's okay. So yeah, I know that I said I was going to take a break in April and kind of give myself time to recover, but I'm really enjoying that plein air painting challenge so far. Like I said, I'm trying to pick things that aren't overly complicated to paint, because plein air is new to me and I still don't feel completely competent in gouache. So I don't want to completely overwhelm myself. Plus my schedule is pretty limited because I work 10-hour days and then it gets dark pretty quickly. So it's hard to find time, and I have to pick simpler things. Like I think one night I had to basically paint in 10 minutes because the sun was setting, and the sky changes so quickly when you're painting sunset scenes that you just kind of have to go in there quickly and hope for the best. So I'm trying to play around with more abstraction and doing things quick, and I'm not a fast painter. So it's been an interesting challenge and I'm enjoying it a lot so far. My favorite piece is definitely still the one I did on the first day, but I'm enjoying the process of some of the ones that I did later that are a lot different. So I don't know where I'm going to land on this whole plein air thing. I hope I find something during this challenge that will work for me, that I can pursue farther and focus on that style of painting when I'm outside instead of just having no idea what I'm doing as I get into it. We'll see. But yeah, the difference between cotton paper and cellulose and gouache and watercolor really kicked my bum this week, but that's okay. So another thing I know I need to work on, and it's very obvious here, is hair. I keep saying I need to figure out how I want to paint hair. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do after plein April. I have such a hard time saying that. I think I'm going to actually do some hair studies and play around with different techniques and styles and see what works for me. Try to find a different approach, because when I kind of went on cruise control here, I did not like what I was doing at all. And yeah, those harsh lines, I smooth them out later, but that's just a cellulose paper thing. The water likes to pull on the edge, and yeah, gotta be more prepared to switch materials when you do. And I say you, but I'm talking to myself here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's been a really kind of crazy week and weekend, so I'm still really tired. Oh, I know. So the other thing that's taking up a lot of my time besides plein April is I recently bought myself a Garmin watch because I do like to rollerblade. And I wanted to have something that tracks what I'm doing a little better. That was a noisy water break. That probably was right on the mic. Sorry about that. But I also want to be more active. So especially, like, I know for most people, it's going to be completely opposite, but I'm more active in the winter because I live in Florida and it's comfortable in the winter. And then as we move towards summer, it starts to get really hot, or you'll have days where it just rains all day and it's really nasty and muggy. So I don't I tend to be less active as we move into the summer, and I want to actually start doing better and being more active. So I'm hoping having the fitness watch will help. So far, it has. It defaulted to get 7,500 steps a day, and so far I am doing that. So I'm very proud of myself. And I know that's not much if you're really into walking, but I sit at a desk all day for work and then I paint. So I spend too much time sitting, basically. And then a few friends and I joined a challenge called the Conqueror Challenge. And basically, they're virtual races. You pick the race you want to do, you sign up for it, and you track your distance over time. So it's not you have to go out and run a 10K. It's over the course of this, you pick your time frame, you do this many miles, and you add what you do every day, and it builds up over time. And then since we created a little community, all of our little markers show up on the map to show us where everyone is. And we're not being really competitive about it. It's just everyone cheering everyone on. But because we're nerds, we picked the Lord of the Rings one that they just released. And so we're currently on our way from Bag End to Bree. I'm very excited about it. It's really silly, but it's fun to have that like little exercise community with like that's more just supporting each other and not being competitive, and just working towards hitting those miles. It's really nice. I'm really enjoying it. So thank you, Rye, for getting us all motivated to do that. So yeah, got to get my steps in. In fact, I think my watch just yelled at me if you heard it buzz because I've been sitting for too long and I need to get moving. Have to hit my steps for the day so I could progress in my little virtual challenge. But yeah, so I'm going to try to get started on next video sooner so that I'm not doing something really quickly last minute just to have something. I don't remember if I said this already, but I don't want to record doing plein air because it's already a little bit of pressure. There's the learning experience of actually trying to paint and pick something to paint, and then the stress of like other people being around. So I don't want to add the complexity and the anxiety of trying to carry around the camera equipment, set it up, hope the battery doesn't run out because it's a really old camera. I usually film with it plugged in, so it doesn't matter. And I just don't want to deal with all of that. I'm not equipped to deal with all that just yet. So I will not be taking my camera with me for one of those painting sessions. But if you're interested in seeing what I have been doing, I have it all posted on Instagram, which is either linked below or I have my username's the same. It's Brie Widmer Art. So if you're interested in seeing those, they're there. Just a reminder, most of them I'm trying to keep pretty quick and pretty simple. So it's not stunning scenery or anything. I painted this small fern that's growing in my backyard. It's pretty low-key. So that's really all I have for this week. I am going to go eat dinner and then rest and then start my work week tomorrow. So I hope you're all doing well. I will leave you in Juno's furry paws, and I hope to see you in a future video. Thanks again. Bye.